Ladies and gentlemen, look at what we have here. This is peanut pudding. We call it in Cameroon Mboh. It's made out of roasted ground peanuts. So this is what we are making today. This is a traditional meal in Cameroon, and that is what we are making today. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed, and to my subscribed viewers, thank you. God bless you. Now let's do the cooking. So this is dry fish. I will be using it for this recipe. I will go ahead and season this fish with white pepper, ground ginger, ground garlic, salt, chili pepper, and seasoning cubes. This recipe doesn't need a lot of seasoning. So those are the main ingredients I will use to season this fish, and I will boil the fish and allow it to cook. This is the peanut I will be using for the recipe. I am frying or roasting the peanuts now. When it is well roasted, I will grind it in a mill. This is the crayfish I will be using for this recipe. I will grind it now and add it to the fish, dry fish, and boil it. So this is the fish is boiling. I have put in the salt, the seasoning cube, white pepper, ginger, garlic, and chili pepper. I'll go in now with the crayfish. So I've added the crayfish now. Just allow it to boil, to cook and get done, while I will be fixing the leaves that I will use to tie it. These are the leaves I will be using to tie the peanuts. So I'll go ahead now and just trying to I'll remove this hard part from the leaves so that it will be soft and flexible for me to fold. That is why I'm taking off this hard part from the back, to make the leaves flexible for me to fold. You have to be careful not to tear the leaves actually. Yeah, so I'm just taking this hard part on the top like this, you see, to make the leaves flexible to be able to fold them. You see, I've taken up the hard part from the back to make it flexible to fold. When I'm folding it, it's going to fold like this, you know, to be able to wrap. So I'm going to do the same for the rest of the leaves. So I'm going to use a soft foam to just wash the leaves. I'm just washing the leaves right now. So these are the leaves. They are thoroughly washed. I'll go ahead now and pour hot water over them and leave it in the hot water for some time. This is to make the leaves, you know, soft in a way that when you are wrapping up the food, it will not tear off, you know. It kind of makes the leaves to be flexible enough for you to be able to use it to wrap, and it will not easily tear. So that's why you see I'm putting hot water, or that's why you see they'll normally warm up the leaves on the fire to just give it that kind of durability, you know, flexible enough to be able to wrap without it tearing. So this is a roasted peanut. It's ready now. I'll go ahead and blend it in here. So this is the cup I will be using to grind the roasted peanuts. The next stage, I have everything set. This is the dry fish which I bought, is cooked and done. These are some seasoning cubes and salt for final seasoning, and this is the ground roasted peanuts. This is the stock from the dry fish which I bought. These are the leaves which I will be using to tie the peanuts. This is hot or warm water, in case I need extra water. So basically what I will do now, I will go ahead, take the ground peanut and mix it in this stock to form a paste. If it's too thick, I'll have to add a little bit of the warm water I showed you. And it doesn't need to be watery, it just needs to be a thick paste, but not too thick. So just keep on watching to see how I make it. So I'm going in now with the peanuts. I'm just mixing it now to form a paste. Okay, no, the water is just okay. So you form a thick paste like this, something this thick. Can you see? Yeah, that's how thick the paste should be. It shouldn't be watery. So I'll just taste for salt. I don't need to add any more seasoning because remember when I was boiling the fish, I added the seasoning. I'll list the seasoning in the description box below. So I'll go ahead, taste for salt, Maggi. I'm adding in the fish now. I'll just mix it up. Just go ahead now. So I've tested for the salt and seasoning cube. It's okay, everything is okay. I'll go ahead now and wrap it up in these leaves. So look at how I'm placing my leaves. I've got 2 leaves here. I'm placing the leaves like this, one slightly above the other. Just aligning the bottom, one slightly above the other. I'll go ahead now and wrap it like this. Then I'll fold the edge upwards like this. Then I'll hold it. So basically I'm making it like a funnel. I'll now put the paste inside. And put whatever size you want. So this is the paste inside. I'll go ahead now and wrap it up like this. Just wrapping around the leaves. Then I'm folding it like this. So I have these 2 edges facing the same side. I'll go ahead now and place it in a pot. So I have the pot right here. I have lined the bottom with some leaves and I have put water under just to make sure that if in case it's getting burned, it will not get to the food that is wrapped up. So you can see this is it. I'm going to place it with both folded ends lying on it. So that is it. I'm going to leave it there and I'm going to repeat the same process with the rest of the peanut paste. So this is it. Everything is completely wrapped up and I have water at the bottom. The water doesn't have to overflow, over the wrapped peanut pudding or paste. So I'll go ahead now and cover it and allow it to cook for about 1 hour, 15 minutes to 1 hour, 30 minutes, but thereabout. So I'll cover it and then I'll constantly be checking it to add water to make sure it doesn't get burnt because I didn't put too much water at the bottom, so I have to be constantly checking it in case it needs to add water, and I will add it until it's completely cooked and done. So this is the peanut pudding. It is ready. Let me go ahead and open it right now. Wow, the flavor is so good. So this is it right here. Look at that. That is the peanut pudding. That is the Mboh. That's how we call it. So now it's tasting time. So I'm eating it with bobolo. That is how we call it in Cameroon. In English, you can call it cassava bread. It's made out of ground cassava that is wrapped up in leaves and cooked. I think Congolese have something that is closer to this, which they call kwanga. Yeah, so you can also eat it with kwanga. Basically, you can eat it even with ripe boiled plantain. You can eat it with bread. You can eat it with anything of your choice. Actually, you can go with a lot of things. So yummy.